What's up, y'all? Damn it. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, what's up, Lindsay? Let me put my seatbelt on. Guys, I wanted to talk about something that I've been inspired to talk about looking at Pretty Ricky Fontaine yesterday. Uh, she was talking about her upbringing, and I thought that I should talk to people about, give people a little bit more insight on who I am. I grew up in, I grew up with a single mother, uh, East Texas town. My family, I told you guys, probably made up 80%. I'm related to probably 80% of the town in this little East Texas place. We stayed there for some years. But when we did stay there, one of the times that we lived there, my mother and my stepfather were there. And my stepfather has always been a father to me since I was 2 years old. I'm his kid regardless. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm getting my daily gas. Well, I don't get it every day, but hell, I'm gonna start just filling up at one time. Y'all give me like about 4 minutes. my God, y'all, I'm sorry. This girl was doing the cash register. She was doing the cash register at this time of the morning, and it was like a line of us lined up. It's usually never like that. She's pretty new. So, sorry about that. Hit the like button. Yes. So, again, I grew up East Texas, um, and my mother and stepfather were together for years. We moved to Minneapolis, and my mother and him separated after we stayed in Minneapolis for a few years, and we came back to Texas. Okay, my gas is done. Thank you, Denise. So, guys, I we had it hard. My siblings and I. My mother was on welfare, uh, and we lived with different relatives. Just we stayed with my grandmother. We stayed with my stepfather's mother. Uh, my mother struggled. My father was out doing making babies, and my biological father was out making babies. He would reappear in my life periodically, but my stepfather, not my stepfather, my father, he was dealing with his own inner demons as far as addictions and stuff. I mean, y'all gotta remember, this was like in the 80s, 90s, and but people don't know how it is having your lights cut off, uh, having your lights cut off, water cut off, having to go to relatives' houses. So as a kid, I always told myself, you will never live like this as an adult. Me and my siblings all say that now, that we weren't ever gonna live like that. My siblings have pretty good jobs as well, and my sister and her husband have been together since high school, and he is my brother. My brother-in-law he worships the ground my sister walks on. They have 6 children. 3 of them are in college. The younger 3 aren't in college. They're still in school. But my mother didn't have a high school education. I went to school. I finished school. I went and got certified in a trade. I started working with that certification that I received. I went to college. I went to the community college here in Houston, and I was taking up classes for my trade there. But I grew up watching people drinking and just doing a lot of stuff. I'm not much of a drinker now. I drink wine and maybe mixed drinks here and there, but I'm not a hard drinker. I don't really like the taste of alcohol like that. I had 2 brothers, that took after some of the other family, and they battled with, different addictions for a while. But there are 5 of us. But growing up, it humbled me. It humbled me. If you've never lived in that situation, been in that situation, being a kid, having your lights cut off, afraid that you will be evicted because your mother couldn't pay the rent, and you can't help her because you're only 9 or 10 years old. So I remember the rent man knocking on the door, and we were hiding, and I believe that you should tell your truth, so you don't give anybody any arsenal to use against you. That humbled me so much because once you've been on the bottom like that, there's nowhere else to go but upward. Um, my relatives that we lived with, at times they looked down upon us as if we were less than them. Our other cousins got much more than we got, and we all processed this differently. Some of my siblings embraced, that the mindset that they embraced the mindset when we lived in some of those hood areas, the ghetto. They embraced that mindset. But one of them, he got up out of it and he went to Afghanistan and he bettered himself. Uh, the other one still to this day struggles with that. The rest of us, we just, that's something that we all looked at and just said, never, ever, ever. And it's something when I can look and see those cousins and other relatives that were looking down upon us a lot of them are doing a lot worse than we are. Now, we're doing much better than them because we were humbled and we knew that we had to either sink or swim. I remember I was out there as a kid, as a teenager. I ran away, living with friends. My aunts, them all got together like they were some undercover police officers. My mom's sisters, they all loaded up in a little Toyota. I think it was a little Toyota Tercel, and it was like 5 of them. My mom has 5 other sisters beside herself. So it was about 4 or 5 of my aunts came over there and they were looking for me in this little apartment complex. They were like, "Have you seen my nephew?" And they were describing me, and people knew who I was. And one of my aunts, she picked the beer bottle up and threw it against the curb. And tell him we'll be back, And we laugh about that to this day. But I left. I left because I didn't want to. My friends who I was staying with were scared because my aunts came over there acting a damn fool. I went back home, and then I finished school. Because at this time, when this was happening, I was like about 14, 15. I was drinking, smoking weed. I don't smoke weed at all. And that's not my thing. Then, yeah, because I was trying to fit in. As an adult, I don't smoke. And then I told y'all about the drinking. I don't drink heavy liquor like that. But, um, it just really, after seeing that, my mother would light candles because the lights were cut out. We would walk to this gas station down the street to get water to bathe sometimes. And the lights didn't get cut off all the time, but when they did get cut off, it was traumatic. And my mother, again, she was cleaning houses, working at like little mom and pop like food restaurants. But my I said then that I don't want to live like this. My mother getting food stamps as a kid, that was embarrassing to me. It was embarrassing going into a store and other kids looking at you, and you're feeling as if they're laughing at you, and those kids probably weren't paying any attention because they were probably on welfare as well. But I was like, it was like I was reading into any body language that they would have and just mistake it for them, looking down and just, laughing at me. I would wait in the store and letting people walk out to get purchase what my mom had sent me to the store for things. I would wait till they leave to get them. But I didn't as an adult. I've been to Africa, I've been to Mexico, Canada. So I started living and doing things when I was able financially to do it. I've been to a lot of states here in the country, but I've also caught the bus in between. I don't look at anyone as being less than I am, but I don't think look at anyone as being more than I am as well. You know, just like working in the hospital, some of the doctors that I work with have commercials on TV. I give the person that's mopping the floor the same respect that I give them. They're no better to me as humans. Just because some of those doctors could possibly be a-holes. And I'm not in the habit of kissing someone's arse. Hey, Divine. Ask April. Hey, Ask April. LaShawn. Sassy Classy. What's up? Nikki Butler. 777-7793-11. What's up? Um, so when I was looking at, as Bobby would say, Pretty Ricky Fontaine, when I was listening to her, uh, it hit home. As people see us on these cameras and they don't know who we are as people, they don't know our backgrounds, and they may look at a person and say, you know, he may come from a good upbringing, or he came, am I trust fund kid, but none of those were the case. I had a good upbringing as far as the values that were instilled in me. Yes, I was rich in that aspect, but monetary wise, no. But I I'm trying to navigate on this freeway, y'all, because I keep saying this, these people drive as crazy as any New York cab driver. But it hit home with Pretty Ricky Fontaine, because I was like, oh my God, you know, there. She has such a similar upbringing, and I would have never guessed that just by looking at her. So I fell into the masses with that same type of thought that they have of me as well. But then I was listening onto something else, y'all. Uh, I was listening to that guy. Um, no, not. I listen to Wally sometimes. I won't be one of those content creators that say they don't listen to anyone, and they. I listen to people because you do have to listen and see where people are coming from, and keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I believe in that. So, come on, hold on, y'all. This traffic is crazy. Okay, so I was listening to the TSC Mess Express, and Chopper was on there saying that myself, and El Teddy were ditzy, that we were dingy, like we seemed like we weren't intelligent. And I'm like, where would you get that from? Especially with El Teddy always using he'll pull out his arsenal of big words. I understand everything he's saying. I just choose not to speak like that. But I could not fathom why we were deemed ditzy. Where did that come from? No, I don't speak really fast like that all the time. I don't speak fast in general. I'm very thoughtful in my verbiage. I don't really, I was always taught as a kid to listen more instead of talking. So me listening to the other gentlemen on the panel is me taking it in and thinking about my response. You know, I'm just not a parakeet and just spouting out mimicking what I think people want to hear. You know, I think about what I say beforehand. You know, I say my truth, but everything is not going to be processed the same way. You just can't say any and everything. But what's going on up here? Guys, I'm looking like a werewolf today. My face is so hairy right now. I supposed to have been going to the barber today. Am I still going right now? Let me see some words. Okay. But I couldn't imagine why we're looked at as being dingy. Dingy? Absolutely not. I listen to what people say and I absorb it. I'm very empathetic is the word I guess I could use. And talking to someone that's not really that astute is draining to me at times. So I don't really. I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix this phone. Thank you, Sandra. You know, I think that a lot of people, with the Mess Express, now they're loving these Tracy impersonations. Then they're saying they're getting old, but you're commenting every video I'm doing, you're sending me hearts and saying you like. So y'all pick a fight. Either I'm doing Tracy too much, or it's you love her. You love what I'm doing. I'm not gonna do Tracy all the time. I'm going to do skits and go out into the world here in Houston. And you know, I like doing little funny things. But Tracy is not my. Tracy has been the bread and butter lately, but that's not all that I can do. I told you guys, I've been working on a book as well. It's a sci-fi fantasy book. I read a lot, and also, you know, I do volunteer work sometimes. But the book I've been working on for this last year, I'm at a writer's block right now. It's sci-fi fantasy, because that's what I grew up watching. I will be safe. I know they need content, but it's like, let's compare the Mess Express to the Gentleman's Panel. Let's go heads up. Let's see who has better content. Let's see how we are as opposed to them. We have no. Jay Wilson started this panel. He's the baby. He's the Barbara Walters of the panel. Yes, it was his baby. I don't follow behind anyone blindly. I disagree with James Wilson on fundamental things. I do disagree with him on some things. I think he's an awesome guy, but I don't follow blindly behind anyone. I don't have a leader. He's over the group. I respect that man. Man, I don't, but with me respecting him doesn't mean I'm going to follow him with blinders on. I'm spiritual. I'm not into organized religion. I believe in God, but I'm not into organized religion. Jay Wilson is more so that guy. I grew up with church people, swindling guys, you know, not guys, swindling people. So it left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm not saying Jay Wilson's doing that, but if we had a church debate, I wouldn't I respect his belief system, and I just expect the same in return. And then Chopper them, hey Black Weed, Chopper them were talking about, Duchess Kelly Love saying, we don't know about the gay experience. How the hell, or like we're not able to speak on gay topics. But then again, you guys are saying we speak too much on gay topics. What the hell are y'all? What y'all are a mess, and the name is implied greatly. We're not. What makes a person more valid to speak on a gay topic? I'm a gay man, so of course I can speak on gay topics. Of course I can. What would make Duchess Kelly Love more proficient as a speaker on that subject? Because he's older? Everything he's done, I'm sure I've experienced or been around people that have done it. So they make that assumption that, you know, he doesn't want to be everyone's friend. I don't have to be everyone's friend as well. But I will respect you. We all have a different outlook on what we're doing, and as gay men, we all look at it differently. QB is into hip hop. I'm not into hip hop like that. He can speak on being a gay man and representing that faction of gay men that are into hip hop. El Teddy, he's an educated guy, and he's a different type of a gay man. Duchess Kelly Love is spineless. He's the weakest person. He's really pathetic. How he did Jay Wilson is sad, but he was doing that just to appease his dog handler. Um, VS, to me, she rules that panel with an iron fist, and they follow what she says. They agree with everything VS says. They're gonna follow. On the gentleman's panel, if Jay Wilson says something, or whoever is moderating at that top of the panel, I'm not gonna agree with them just to agree with them. No. And Jay Wilson, he's a spiritual. He's bisexual, and he can speak from that perspective. He's bisexual. Now, the quickest way to get Jay Wilson to leave a room would probably be to show him some cooch, and he'd probably teleport the hell up out of there. But he's bi. Uh, uh, James Caldwell. He does Milan Trezor. James Caldwell was the type of gay person that I met when I first was coming out. That scared me. Guys that did drag scared the hell out of me because they were made to be the boogeymans of being gay. And people take when I say that as if I'm bashing gay people. I'm telling you what my experience was and how I perceived them. Some of my best friends became the gay men that did drag. But initially, I was afraid of them because I looked at them as something alien and odd. And they were something that my family always said, don't you start dressing like a woman. Do you want to be a woman? I wish some of them could see my tree dog impersonation. They really rolled over in their graves. But I looked at drag queens as something odd and weird. But when I started, it's as if it's like a straight person meeting a gay person. They may have a perception of us that they only got that perception through stereotypes or people just around them having phobias. Girl, if you don't stop, you said Jay Wilson, bye. I'm Hell, am I bi? I had a girlfriend in junior high and high school. But Jay Wilson probably would. Jay Wilson probably would be like that pastor on that video. He'd probably eat a cooch like he eats some chitlins. But and I love Jay Wilson. But I think y'all, with us as gay men, I think it was easier in the beginning for me to come out and say I was bi. That's my take on it. For me, I came out saying I was bi, and I knew damn well that I was gay. But I think I said that just so they could digest it easier. You know, well, I'm bi. I'm not really gay. There's still hope for me. This is what I was thinking. If I tell them that, that will make them feel that there's a chance that I may gravitate back toward the straight side. Fearless and desirable. Hey, the ladies do love Jay Wilson. I'm attracted to guys. I think women are beautiful. I had been with girls. I had girlfriends and I had an intimate relationship with them. But I still was coming to terms with who I was. And now I was a teenager. Y'all remember, I was smoking weed, running with those hood rats. I had uncles that sold dope. So, of course, I was in an environment that was not embracing of a gay person. Now, I didn't ever hear any family members bashing gay people extreme, but because I had a gay cousin. So when he came out, baby, he kicked the door out the closet. And they loved him. But I looked at him even then as a kid, like I knew that people would laugh at him, so I joined in as a kid and I thought he was like, oh, he's funny. It's okay to make fun of him. And he and I grew closer as an adult. But Jay Wilson reads are very funny. And I'm just giving you an example of we don't follow blindly behind each other. I don't follow blindly behind Jay Wilson. He's a good person. And how he's opened his house up to people. I would never. Jay Wilson, his power of discernment is a little off because of that King Jives and other people that he give chances to repeatedly. I would cut those people off at the ankle and keep it moving. Or at the knees, I'm sorry. And just keep it moving. There are still adults who haven't seen that, figure out who they are. You're right, April. I don't ever, and then they're trying to look at Tracy. Tracy damn near 75 years old, and she's sitting up here and still following behind people like she's in high school and trying to be the popular girl that no one really letting. She's trying to be that girl that wants to fit in so bad that she'll do anything. I've never struggled to be who I was as far as being accepted. You know, people like you or they don't like you. I'm not gonna follow behind a group of people so they will like me. You know, I'm not gonna be a yes man. And the panel that we're on, we are all at different points. We are all different types of gay men, but we have a similar thing that bonds. We are positive people. We're positive people, but we're all different people. She's looking for acceptance, and just like with this picture of SB's mother. Now, I would have thought SB came out of an egg that was hatched on some island in the South Pacific somewhere, but to find out he actually came from a human, I'm still kind of surprised at that. But he, she posted this guy's mother's picture, and she posted this guy's mother's picture, and she thought she was reading someone. So this girl actually was calling your mom ugly. I don't care if you don't have the best relationship with her, but someone calling your mom ugly, you may look somewhat like your mom, Sean. Do you think that she thinks you're attractive if she calls your mother ugly? Y'all, Tracy, she's so, that girl right there. Y'all, I'm here at work now. I'm getting ready to go to the shuttle bus. I'm gonna hit y'all later. It's been fun, and I will see y'all later. All right, y'all. Take care.